Hello everyone, welcome back to Yokai Temple. So the last episode was a bit everywhere. I'm still honestly a little bit shaken up, but the starlight, that's new. I'm gonna do this twice, great. Okay, right. Things are going a bit crazy around here, it seems, but I did come up with I did figure out what we need to do to pacify at least the giant spirity vortex over that way, by what used to be Dave's house. Now, we're going to need a few things for this. This is a full-blown, like, Shinto ritual that I have had to massively research to try and figure this out, because it's not easy to find. But we're going to need some coloured wool, some glowstone wool, some white wool, leather chestplate, diamond, a bow and arrow, which I believe quiver bow turns into one item, so we'll use that. Sword, horse, sake, and a mirror. Some of those I've already managed to procure. So I've got the red wool, I've got the coloured wool, I've got the jewel, and I've got the glowstone. I also need a fence and a lead just to get the horse, and we got the tables to put them on because we're going to need that as well. So, yeah, it's been a kind of hectic few days. Evidently more hectic than I was thinking they were. And I'm also going to have to get some nice white robes for this, because I am not formally dressed at present. But we'll have to work on that in a moment. So, let's see. Let's get the bow and arrow first. So, 1, 2, 3. And I'll need some leather, but I believe, yeah, I got a bunch of that in here. So, do there. And, like, that gets us the quiver bow's bow with a quiver. What is it exactly to make the arrow bundles? It's just 8 around string. Okay, that's helpful. That is very helpful. That is supremely helpful. So basically, what I think is happening over at Dave's place is pretty much, for want of a better description, the wrath of an angry god. Because that node, right in the middle of it, isn't quite a node, as it were. It's more the epicenter of a spiritual being, and it evidently is not very happy, as I can imagine, because it probably came from Yogan. So I'm going to have to try and hunt Dave down and have a word with him about proper moving of spirits like this. There's another thing, so let's see, then I also need a leather chest plate. Yep, there we go. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff for this, which is kind of a pain, but we're working on it, we'll get it done. In case there's another one for me. Grab that one as well. Where? Suddenly leather pants everywhere. Oh, jeez. Okay. I'm just gonna put most of these in here for now, because I don't need that many leather pants. Maybe I can break these down into two Talman later. Can I use these? Decompose them. Enchantments? Nope. Okay, worth checking. Need a bit of... bone meal. Okay, but yeah, I'm a fair bit more, calm now. This is still, like, a really messed up situation, but I'm calm. I can handle this. This is something that I am perfectly capable of dealing with. Especially now that I got my book. Oh yeah, something you might notice. By _lying. I finally got around to changing my name, because Minecraft now allows for this. And oh boy, did that cause some problems. Because it turns out, when you log on to a server, the bulk of your stuff, like your armor, your inventory, that kind of thing, is tied directly to your username. Or it used to be, at the very least. It's now tied directly to certain player values that are distinct across every single server. What isn't, on the other hand, is your baubles and your Falmonomicon research. So I had to recraft all of this, and I had to go through the Falmonomicon all over again, and I've lost pretty much everything that I scanned. So, yeah. Thankfully, I still have most of my stuff. The really annoying thing, though, is that you can see I've got an Op Spectre key in here, but that's temporary. That allows me to get access to basically anyone's spirit box, including mine, because mine is now under 2 different names. So I kind of need that. I don't know what that is. It looks like there's something over there. I can't make it out though. I'll just leave that for now. Okay, so we've got our ceremony robes. We need all of that. We need a sword, a horse, some sake, and a mirror. Oh dear. Okay. We can still do this. This isn't fairly straightforward. So a sword, we might have a spare one up here, actually. It's probably a fairly decent one at that. Ooh, we could give them a lapis lazuli sword. We can give them a steel sword. Let's go with steel. Steel seems close to what the katanas were made of. Granted, their quality wasn't magnificent back in the day, but you know, deal with what you got. And what they had wasn't very particularly great quality steel. Color, glowstone, white. So we need a white wool. Okay, before I forget that. Hey, this is something of a fetch quest episode at this rate. Okay, and okay, so one of those is a horse, and one is sake, and then there's a mirror as well. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah, and then the horse. Okay. I actually think I have a... Yes, I have a single-use safari net. We can grab a horse in that. And I'm also going to need... Do I have any glass panes anywhere? There we are. Okay, because I'm going to need this to turn it into a mirror, courtesy of Famcraft. Thank heck. And then I will probably have to pay a visit to the Amethyst Inn to get some sake, because we don't have any production facilities in Yokai for making sake. But then we should be fine. We should be fine. Thankfully, at least I kept all my waypoints. That would have been a real pain to fix up. Quicksilver? Does it have to be a full Quicksilver? I really kind of hope it doesn't have to be a full Quicksilver. But here goes nothing. And that gets us mirrored glass. There we go. Okay, apparently it does have to be a full Quicksilver. And then we just need some sake and a horse. So, let me round everything up, and then we can go and deal with what has become of Dave's house. Where is my sleeping bag? Am I not seeing it? Did I drop it somewhere? Evidently. Ah, there it is. Hey! Hurrah! Not everything goes terribly for once. Ha! So yeah, let me round up all the stuff we need, and all the folks that we're going to need, to get this whole thing done. And I'll be back with you in a moment. Okay, everybody, so... I have gotten the entire Yokai Temple priesthood here, basically. We've got the Iyatama siblings, we've got Granpeto, we've got Jusu, and we've got Shisai. So that should be everybody. So let me just get into the right... What is with NEI switching out all the time? It defaults to... It doesn't help that it defaults to, like, cheat mode, which isn't nice. Anyways, so here I am in my proper robes. And, oh boy, is this going to be a long one. So, yay. Okay. So let me just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and there's also a fence post I have to put down because of the horse. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Hey, guys, come on. Just hold on. Ease up a little bit. This is a big ritual. Okay, and let me grab everything I'm going to need. Oh boy, so much stuff. Let me just stick this in here while I work on this, because I probably won't need all of that stuff. I mean, come on. What should I turn into a fox midway through this? Okay. Now, I should state, this is actually sourced directly from an actual, like, Shinto ritual. I had to dig so far to find this thing out. But this is to pacify a vengeful deity. For which I should probably get stuff on my bar, shouldn't I? Yes, I should. Make this easier. More straightforward and all that. Okay. Those are like the last things, so I should be fine. So, with this prayer I present offerings, providing garments of coloured cloth, radiant cloth, plain cloth, and coarse cloth. So, let's see. Coloured cloth, plain cloth, radiant cloth, and the coarse cloth. A mirror as something to see clearly with, a jewel as something to play with, a bow and arrow as something to shoot with. Doop. 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 A sword as something to cut with, a horse as something to ride on, wine rising high the soaring necks of the countless wine vessels, filled to the brim in rice and in stalks. Doop, doop, doop. Which one was the sword there? The sword is the first one, okay. So sword, horse, and wine. I do not believe how far I had to go and get this guy. Jeez. He's completely untamed, he is purely ready for you, spirits. And sake. That which lives in the mountains, the soft-furred and the coarse-furred animals, that which grows in the vast fields and plains, the sweet herbs and the bitter herbs, as well that which lives in the blue ocean, the wide-finned and the narrow-finned fishes, the seaweeds of the deep and the seaweeds of the shore. I place these noble offerings in abundance upon tables, like a long mountain range, and present them, praying that the sovereign deities will with a pure heart receive them tranquilly, as offerings of ease, as offerings of abundance, and will not see vengeance and not ravage, but will move to a place of wide and lovely mountains and rivers, and will as deities dwell there pacified. With this prayer I fulfill your praises, thus I humbly speak. That horse is really... You're really trying to, like... You might want to move away a little bit there, dude. There's a lot of fire in this place, although I have put out a lot of surface fires. Okay. So, the fire spirit, which I believe is from Yogan, is right on top of this lava pool. Which is really weirdly shaped kind of lava pool. So I will be collecting that in a jar, and I will be returning it to Yogan's shrine, where it rightfully most likely belongs. And... hopefully this vortex will die down. I don't know what we're going to do about Onihito down there, the blaze, but hopefully he'll just sort of see to himself. So now I'm going to head back, and it's going to take me a while because I have all of these guys in tow, and they are not exactly the nimblest of people, especially compared to me. So back in a moment. Right, folks. So, first impressions seem to be fairly positive. So if I head over here, we can see that at least one of the two giant geysers of unholy spiritual energy has now left. So, looks like that did, at least at first glance, appear to have worked. So thankfully it seems that that particular spirit has been calmed, although I can't say for certain how long that's going to last. We'll have to see. There is still the one that is just beyond our western gate over here, of unknown cause, and a very different color too. But who knows, we'll have to deal with that later, I'm sure, because I've still got a fairly full docket. So, in most Shinto temples, especially older ones, you will find a large bell that gets rung to signal like the arrival of certain ceremonies, gets chimed for various like rituals and such, and that is called a dotaku. It is big, it is brass or bronze, and it makes a sound you can hear for ages around. If you think of like any kind of Asian style aesthetic temple kind of thing, you usually see like one big bell that they ring, and that's kind of what a dotaku is. And what I want to do is I want to put one right here. Ideally, I'd like to work together some kind of redstone setup so that we can actually have it ring, but it's going to be mostly decorative, I'm imagining, at this particular stage. I'll have a play around in my test world, see what I can come up with. But dotaku goes there, which means all of that stuff, all the Falmcraft stuff, most of the Botania stuff, and definitely all of these, like, jars need to move. So we might as well do a bit of work with that, and I have a couple of ideas. So there's this thing in Automagy called the Essentia Locus. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. Okay. Plans for a system that will unify and guide the production and distribution of Essentia across all my territory. At its heart, or rather its nerve center, is the Essentia Locus. The potential of this system is high, but its beginnings may seem relatively humble. The locals will simply examine the contents of water jars and relay the combined total. Still, this is most convenient as a V-reader could use it to react to the essential total of all your jars, not just one. Once the key component of the locus is crafted, it must place above the water crab. Yep, I guess I need to work on that. So, this requires an arcane infusion of moderate difficulty, as well as probably a few pieces of Essentia that I don't presently have, I think. So, let's see. 32 Aqua and 8 Cognitio. We've got 29 Cognitio. 59 Aqua, so that's a good start. 8 Ordo and 24 Precantatio. I know I have Ordo around here. Yep, good. And the Precantatio is also good. And 16 Census, which you can get from Lapis chiefly. Oh yeah, we are fine for that. So, we just need a water crystalline brain. Let's see, I've got Vitreous over there and Perditio, so we need to get Aqua over there. And hopefully this won't... this won't cause problems, but we'll see. Whoop. Okay, so let's just plonk this one here. That is the Perditio. And where did the Aqua go? Aqua, there you are. Okay, good thing we have spare. So, the brains are sort of part of Automagy that allows you to get a whole bunch of cool stuff. And they all have different functions, and you can use them to do different things, but we are presently using them as a crafting ingredient, which they are also rather fitted for. Okay, so switch that off. That's the entropy brain. And for some reason, my NEI goes really wonky. I don't know why that is. It just sort of switches itself every now and then. Okay, so that's air, ignis, aqua. That's what we're looking for. So, in it goes, and plunk. Here we go. You can put a chest or something here to pick up the items, but I just enjoy having that. A little bit of terror in there. Good. Getting quite a few, like, essences, so I don't need to worry about that so much. Okay, so enough for now, and now we need a water bucket, a V-filter, a pair of goggles of revealing, and an Essentia resonator. Well, we can probably get the goggles of revealing. That shouldn't be too difficult. And 2 of those. And we're going to need a piece of leather and a bit of gold, which I should have in relative abundance at this particular stage, because I have plants that can grow it in my spirit box. Sort of. There's a bit of an issue with that. Right. So, in here, it's raining. A rainy day in Yokai Village, but I'm sure everything will be just fine. Okay, just grab that. Okay, so, oh, nope, there. And that, like that, and there. Gets us the 2 thermometers we're going to need. Oh, nope, apparently got us free. Well, I'm sure I can find another use for it. Yeep. Oh, so there's the V-reader. Right, okay, so that's an arcane... that's an automagic thing which you can use to come up with brand new, control schemes, basically. Okay, we'll just keep that. It'll be fine. I'm sure I can find a use for a spare thermometer. There is actually a way inside of sort of computer peripherals, which allows you to automatically analyze the aspects of objects. So maybe I'll use that. Who knows? Okay, and over here, just grab that out. So those like that. One of those there, one of those there. And thank you for reach, so I can actually like get to everything here. Okay, so that gets us one of them, and it's so cheap to make. Yay. Okay, so that, and we need a V filter, which I have a few spare. And lastly, we need that Essentia resonator. So let's check this out. Part of... Let's see, handy for... Oh, it's part of the tubes. Oh, okay. Now I know what this thing is. So we need 4 iron, a piece of nether quartz, and a stick, which we can probably get back at the workshop. I should really check. Well, I should really, like, make ingredient lists of all the stuff that I'm going to need, because, boy, do I always end up needing to find something else. But basically, this Essentia locus is in form very much like a fountain, and in function it can also be described as such as well, which is kind of cool. So it's full of water, and you put your jars around it, and it is able to analyze them all and tell you what you have and what you don't have. And I just realized, of course, I can't do anything with this just yet because I haven't gotten this inside of an arcane work table. Ah, the pains of having dedicated crafting sources. And it's daylight, so I can't actually tell this rain to go away. That is beyond my power as a mage, or as a priest at this particular point in time. But oh well. Okay, so stick these in here. And the quartz gets us that cheaply. How's this doing? This is doing pretty dang well. I'm loving this. I'm loving the scepter. Okay, so we need you back over with the others, so that I don't make the same mistake that I did with what was it? With my fortress armor, I think it was. I don't recall exactly. Where did the water come from? Right here. Okay. Off you come. There we go. Okay. Is that everything? It feels like I'm missing something, and probably somebody is yelling it at me. Water bucket. Okay, well, we'll get our bucket back, I'm sure. Okay, got plenty of water over here, because I replaced, like, a vast pool of junk. Okay, so, this goes there. Goggles can go over here. V-filter, Essentia resonator, and a crystalline water brain. And let's do our magic. And that's not actually my... Oh no. There we go. I was wondering for a second there. Okay. Hit it. Okay, so here comes the aqua, which is our biggest volume by quite a ways, well, second to the Praecantatio, but we kind of expect that because this is a magic brain. And since we're already running fairly close to the episode, allow me to engage Nyan mode. And ta-da! One Essentia Locus, and it looks kind of familiar, actually. Huh. Yeah, it's like a crystalline version of Kegare. Well, there's any reason for that. Okay, so we need to stick this on a dedicated structure, and we do not have the time to do that today. So I'll start off the next episode with that being in place. So yeah, it's not a small structure. So we need silverwood planks, easily done. The locus, a water crystal cluster, lapis lazuli block, easily gettable. So I will show you that off next time. And well, we got one big problem sorted. So hopefully that'll be the last we hear of that particular problem. Catch you next time.